guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm actually gonna get ready and I'm gonna film a video. I'm gonna talk you guys through a lot of questions that I've been getting surrounding investments, how to invest, when to get started, and all of those things. So if you have been following me for a while, you guys know that I do invest. Small investments here or there between 401k and some partial investments through Cash App. So I'm going to talk to you guys, like I said, while I'm doing my makeup today. I'm heading out for the day. So first things first, if you are new to investing, there are so many different resources that are available to you. It's unbelievable. Between YouTube, websites, there's like I said, so many different resources available. Initially, when you first getting started, you really just want to be a vessel for information. So if you are initially like, I need to invest money and things like that, I would literally go to your resources. There's day trading. There's so many different options as far as investments are concerned. For me, I would say start small. So if you are not familiar with what you are doing, if you know that you want to sit it there for or invest for the long term, what I would do is start small by investing in a small stock within Cash App. Cash App is really a nice tool to use. So what I mean by that, I mean, like, for example, when you download Cash App, there is an option that says investment. And then once you click on that, you could look at options within the app so that you can invest. So for example, if you are interested in owning stock of Tesla because you love Tesla, you could actually transfer $5 or a dollar into the Tesla stock and own 0 point whatever percent of the share. What will happen is daily, you'll see it will either go up or it will either go down. So if you start with $1 and they're up, you will see that your balance has increased up. Vice versa, if the stock goes down, you'll see that your balance will go down. You can also invest in other companies. So for me, I started with all the companies that I love and use every day. So Tesla, this was before I had a Tesla, Target, Lululemon, Apple, Amazon, Shopify, things like that. So you want to start with, in my opinion, start with companies that you use pretty much every day that you have a vested interest in doing well. So that's what I would do as far as my suggestion on getting started. Now, if you are interested in actually holding a share, so you actually don't want to do a partial share through Cash App, but you actually want to invest in a full share, what I would do is go to an app or download an app like Fidelity, for example. So Fidelity allows you to open up Roth IRAs or IRAs in general, traditional or Roth. You could choose which one is best for you. And then you could own a full share. So for example, I transferred, let's say $500 or $600 into that account and I bought an Apple share. When I bought Apple, it was like $200 or something dollars. It was like $190. Something, whatever it was. So for example, if you put in $600, you could essentially earn or own about 2.5 shares particularly, or maybe, 2 shares. Yeah, basically, because you can't do a half. You have to own the whole thing outright. So basically that allows me to say, hey, I know Apple's going to be around when I retire, so to speak. So I'm okay with sitting my money there, or what may have you. Now, the only other thing that you'll have to consider is that some shares do offer dividends. That's a little elevated, right? So every time they do well, you'll receive a notification that says, hey, your stock did great. Here's your dividend for the quarter, the month, whatever. I'm not really interested in that. All of my dividend stocks I normally have through Cash App. So your Apple, your Amazon, I think only Apple I think Apple and one other person I can't recall right now does the dividend stocks. But again, if you're new to investing, you're not really worried about that. You're more so worried about how can my money make money for me in my sleep type of thing. So that is my basic overall guide on how to invest, what to invest, how you can get started. And again, like I said, Cash App is a really nice tool to start with because they don't require you to have massive of amounts of money. You can literally just transfer $1, $2, what may have you. The only thing to be cautious of as well is through Cash App, I lost my thing. Through Cash App, you are going to be able to buy the stocks, but they only do the stock market. It's only open when the stock market is open, which is like most investments, right? Unless you're day trading or something more elevated. So what that means is, let's say it's 12 o'clock, wherever you are, and the stock market closes at 4 or whatever the time it closes. You need to make sure that your options or whatever you're buying is prior to that time. If you don't do that, or if you don't do it during the normal trading hours, Cash App will notify you and say, hey, this option that you're trying to buy cannot be purchased right now. You have to wait until the next trading day. So if you were the one that was like watching the stock and you're like, oh, it just went up, but you're after the stock trading hours, your stock won't be confirmed until the next day. So a lot of this stuff is more so, more so watching it pretty much every day or every other day. Or if you're not really into watching the stocks, you can buy a simple stock or a half a stock or a stock, and you can buy into the stock through Cash App. So hopefully this was helpful. I'm not done with my makeup, but I think that was a good overall haul for you guys for right now. And then if you have any other questions that I might be able to help you with, I will let you know. Otherwise, I'm going to drop some resources here. So for those of you who are like, I don't know what I'm doing, I need help, there are so many different websites, options, that you guys can get into. The first one I would suggest that I've used personally is Invest. So they allow you to create a portfolio. There is a monthly fee. I think it's like $1 or $5 or something like that. It's under $5. I will tell you that, where you could trade on their platform, invest on their platform. And it is, like I said, it does contain a monthly fee, but it is completely free to you. There are websites or even Instagram platforms, communities like Girls That Invest, and things like that, that allow you to learn about the platform. If you currently work for an employer, they have a free resource library, normally like additional resources, what do they call them, like courses that you are able to take, and a lot of them give you free classes with stock market, crypto, things like that, that you can learn while you're working. And then there's also, you know, additional resources outside of that, the library, Google, Facebook, Instagram, things like that, that have communities that share resources for free. So I would really just start there, and then kind of make sure that you're seeking out a licensed professional or someone that works in the industry that doesn't mind sharing their tips. But also, if you're ever really concerned as well, if you have a credit union or a financial institution, they normally offer free resources as far as like estate planning, financial planning, things like that, that they could give you for free. And then also you can always call some of these trading platforms like a Fidelity, like Empower, if you have your retirement, and ask them like generic and general questions. Call up your person who, or your carrier that has your 401k, and ask them, do they have options and things like that. So really, there's a wealth of knowledge, a community that's for you, that will share information, help you get to where you are going. I will say that you don't necessarily need to be out of debt to invest. You can invest while you have credit card debt, while you have student loan debt, things like that. It's not hard. You really just have to, budget your funds, budget your disposable income every single month that you have to be able to set aside to do the things that you want to do. So for me, I want to retire, and I want to retire with a good chunk of money so I don't have to ever work again if I don't want to. So really just looking at your budget to see, okay, this is what I have coming in, this is what I'm responsible for, this is what ideally I would love to retire with, or have in my nest, and then just kind of working from there. And again, if you are in debt and things like that, you could talk to someone in regards to that first. But again, you can do it all at once as long as you are not pulling from your actual bill money to invest. Because again, we're talking about long-term investments, retirement investments, things like that, where you're not really going to see or you're not really touching the money right now. It's really for your future. So if you want to think about it like that, you definitely can. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Thank you guys for tuning into today's video. Let me know if this was helpful. If it was, I'll try to put something else together. Also, side note, I do share a lot of resources through my podcast as well, as far as investing, as far as how to make your money work for you, things that you can do, tips and tricks and things like that. So go ahead and head over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast, and listen to some of those older episodes on how to do what I just told you now.